Mr. Copper Dog. What are you doing, mister? There he is. Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. We're doing another little live chat with the live chat crew. Excited to see you all. Have ourselves a little bit of a conversation. I wish you all the best Sunday, if not whatever day you're watching this. Hope you're having a terrific day. Got myself a fresh piping hot cup of tea. Just wrapped things up with the tea timers. Just good times. Hey, hi Sophie. Glad to have you here. This is just such a fun time to be able to kind of like connect with my community. I'm super honored to be able to hang out with you all and share some space together. It's good stuff. I went to a wedding last night. I love weddings, but just a big fan of love. You know what I mean? And I'm really good at finding the line, finding the edge before I cross over it. But usually I stay right on it. But I'm a little worse for wear today. So everyone keep your voices to a minimal level. Oh, hello everybody. It's a little worse for wear. But it was all good times. Great times. Danced my face off. Actually had myself a little bit of a blowout, a little wardrobe malfunction, but happens to the best of us. But I just hope you're having a terrific Sunday, and thank you for joining me. What should we talk about today? The choice is yours. I'm gonna fix the camera just a little bit. Oh, there it is. There it is. Perfection. Oh man, it's been raining. It's been a rainy, brisk time over here, which I've been loving. The hills are still green. It's one of my favorite parts about this area. How's the weather been where you were at? Ooh, and also, I recently discovered, so when you're rewatching this later on, because I'll post this later on. If you cannot find the live chat, and if you're using your phone, it's just a swipe over through the comments, and then you get to see the live chat and see everyone's fun suggestions, and there's a give and a take here. It's a conversation, even though it's a little one-sided, just with your truly talking and yapping. But let me get back to the live chat. Let's see what we got. I have 26 cousins. Oh my goodness, Sophie, that's profound. And around that time where everyone is getting married, it's been so many weddings. I couldn't imagine. That's a lot of cousins. Ooh, how about greatest lessons of life? Oh gosh, Woven, that's a tall order. Lessons. Oh man, I'll tell you what though, when it comes to lessons, you guys gave me some really good advice. Some advice that I'm familiar with, but I needed to hear when I was talking about, last week, last Monday, I asked you guys some advice for burnout. I'm usually giving other people advice to overcome burnout, but when you're in the middle of it, when you're in the eye of the storm, it's really tough to advise yourself out of it. Sometimes it takes a little bit of community and a little bit of, the people around you to, help you out. So I'm really grateful for the very wise words from all of you. I really did appreciate it. Because when you're in it, it's hard to see out of it. You know what I mean? And I know I'm preaching to the choir here. This is stuff you guys all know and understand. But sometimes we just need each other. And I needed you guys last week, and I really appreciate it. But now, hot to trot. I can't wait. I got some fun things coming out of the design studio. Been working on a bunch of stuff for you guys, and I cannot wait to unveil it. It's going to be kind of another limited release, but a lot more of them. A lot more. Oh, you can actually kind of see them piled up over here. Don't be looking. It's a secret. I'm bad at keeping a secret. Copper, what you doing? Come here. What are you doing, Copper Dog? He's so silly. He's over there hunting and running amok. Can you guys see him? Yeah, he's always hunting for something. He's very, very keen on I know there's a mouse or a rat in here. Copper, come here. Come say hi to nice people. Come here, man. That's my boy. Come here, dude. Oh, yeah. It is Mr. Copper Dog. He's such a good boy. I love him so much. It hurts. It almost hurts how much you love something. You know what I mean? There he is. Well, I had a fun little thing happen in the shop. Right now I have tape covering the holes of my speakers. These speakers up here, I don't know if you guys could even see them. Yeah, the one above my head. So they're all, you see the blue tape? Well, I got them all covered up for a very specific reason. So it's spring. Spring has sprung. And that's the time where the bees, all those beautiful, very important honeybees begin to venture forth and swarm, looking for a new home. You know what I mean? It's funny, you have these like little scouts. You'll start seeing them, but then all of a sudden you'll see this just like dark cloud of just buzzing madness. What's up, Ray? So, welcome. So all of a sudden I see one bee in the shop. I'm like, okay, hello, and all of a sudden I was, working away. All of a sudden I look up, there's about like 20 here in the shop. I'm like, okay, I've seen this before. Because once upon a time, a couple years ago, these speakers are very much look like just bee boxes. They have like holes in them, they're perfect. And yeah, hey, Ray, happy to have you, partner. And the stinking bees, oh man, I about just gave myself another headache. Stinking bees made their home in the speaker. They're like covered, they're like just thousands and thousands of them, just this big swarm matted themselves on the outside of the speaker, and we're making headway on making a home there. I'm totally down with the bees, but not in my workspace. You know what I mean? I can't be worrying about getting stung or pissing them off. We can't have that. So, and apparently my good buddy, he's a beekeeper, and I asked him, what do I do? He came over that night and we, covered up the holes and then we transplanted them. The hive is thriving somewhere else. It's great, because they're precious. They're very important little things. But apparently that once like a swarm puts their scent on something, it's like other swarms know like, ooh, that's good real estate. It's vacant, but let's go check it out. You know what I mean? So they're attracted to where other swarms have gone. So I didn't know that. And mark his words, sure enough, they came this year. And I had to do some quick thinking because they're like swarming all around me. And I was able to put some tape over the holes so that no one could get in. So far so good, So I miss a live chat. My goodness, I'm just rambling on. Did you know there are an average 60,000 bees in an average hive woven? That's amazing. So many. And they all cooperate. Could you imagine if we could cooperate like bees? That kind of hive mind, you know what I mean? That'd be amazing. They send out pheromones. Yeah. That little hair of the dog, you're not wrong. Rough shape. Do you hear him? He's always searching for something. Always up to no good. But yeah, a little hair of the dog could really help me out right now. But it's all worth it. It was a good time. Lately, I don't do that much anymore, so I feel like that hurt more and more as time goes on. Hey, Troy. Yeah, Matt, a little worse for wear. Partied a little hard last night. But you got to do it every now and then, Yeah, we're at a wedding. And it was a good old time. Would never take that back. But I was dropping it like it was hot. Mixed between gyration and like the Russian dance and 100% blew the back of my trousers out. So I had to make a bit of an Irish goodbye. You know what I mean? Just to kind of like, let's get out of here. Let's go. Because I don't want to go, making a fool out of myself. Not more than I already was. But I like to have a good old time. I go real hard. Real hard. There's no time for just kind of cruising and taking it easy, like it's got to be wide open all the time. Oh, shoot. I wonder if anybody noticed. I'm curious. Hopefully not. They're probably too busy having a good old time. But once you feel it, and it gets a bit drafty, then you're just like, ooh, time to go. Oh, God. I wish I could share this view I'm having right now with you guys. It's just so beautiful. Beautiful day. Got some rain this morning. Ain't nothing wrong with a nip in the in the jug from time to time. This is true. This is very true. I should have just dashed a little bit of Kahlua in my coffee or something like that. Just a little something, a wee nip, you know? But, we're pushing through. We're here in the shop, gonna get a little production done, but taking it easy. Sometimes it's nice to be forced to take it easy. Let yourself be under the weather a little bit, kick your feet up, because sometimes if you're feeling 100%, it's hard to rest. At least it is for me. Oh, man. So what's going on in your guys' lives? I want to touch it over to the chat. Ooh, Ray, what's this week's project for you? I'm really hoping to track down these clients that I'll be working with here very soon so that I can show them some concepts. I just wrapped up some awesome banister concepts. Really proud of them. And I'm really curious to see which direction they want to go. Because I like to create like a choose your own adventure when it comes to design. What I usually will start with is like 3 designs. 3 initial concepts that are maybe not wildly, but that will all fit. They will all fit the space, they all fit the client, they all fit the criteria that has been presented. No preview, but I will post them. I promise I'll post them. And I'm actually really curious to see what designs you guys would like to choose. What is your favorite and why? I'll throw that out to the community soon, I promise. Thank you for the reminder. But, so I start off with that, like the 3 styles, right? That are wildly different and just kind of like get the pulse from the client. Understand which direction they want to take this, and what they could do is like, okay, 3 is cool, design number 3 is neat and all, but I don't want that in my house, which is fine. I want them to tell me. But it's like, can we somehow merge 1 and 2? Could I take the sweeping motif, the railing motif of number 1, meanwhile, have the same voice, the same execution as number 2? Like, you're darn right you can. So I then take that back to my workshop, get into the design studio, and then merge those 2 into another 3 designs, however many they order. Maybe it's just 1 or 2. But I like to do things in 3s because I feel like you can get a proper smattering of conceptual idea. Ooh, just finished a massive deck. We trimmed out, partially screened in. Wow, Ray, that's a lot of work. Awesome. What is the biggest project disaster you've faced? Oh, woven. Project disaster you've faced, and how did you overcome it? And when did you learn from it? Oh my gosh. I actually got it here. I saved it. Oh, that was such a good question, woven. Okay. Story time. So, you look at the dust that is accumulated on this piece. So I built this. This is a gearbox that was gonna be fully exposed, beautiful, all this stuff. So let me go back. This is some odd 10 years ago or so. At this point, I was early 20s, early 20s. And I got a cool commission. They wanted to do an outdoor kitchen. I was like, oh man, I can make a grill that like is all like steampunk gear driven. You guys maybe have seen it. But you slap like a governor, weighted balls, and this lid, almost like a smoker lid, rotates and rolls underneath this granite slab so now it's just a grill. Or you can like smoke inside of that thing. It's really cool. It was one of my proudest early achievements because I learned a lot of things. I learned how to cut gears, make axles and housings, all that good stuff. I learned that on my own. But also how to like, do gas plumbing because it, hooked up to their natural gas and stuff like that. So there was a lot of learning curves. And nowadays, this thing would have been a piece of cake. But back then, it was insanely, insanely difficult. And I was at my wit's end. I was struggling really hard. I had I didn't intermittent weld on the frame itself where this giant full slab of granite was coming down onto in this like really cool teardrop shape. I didn't intermittent weld, I just went for it and I twisted all of this huge channel, crazy big steel. I rolled it, learned quite a few lessons there, but I'll never forget this one. So I ended up cutting this thing out, but I saved it because I always wanted to remember a very specific thing that I overcame. Sorry, I'm moving a little slow this morning because we're a little touch and go. So as you see here, there's an oil trough on the bottom. You can see the little nut that you could back out to change the oil on this thing. But it's a big gear reduction, right? And I handmade everything. Like I hand cut the little gears. Everything is handmade. And I will never forget when I didn't line everything up perfectly. My tolerances were too far away. And even just the time it spent in the shop, these teeth began to wear out. And I remember being so utterly distraught. I had a full-blown kind of mental health breakdown. Trying to figure out like, oh my God, do I like run a bead on each one of these things? Because this thing is like attached. This, these members here were welded into place. Everything was in alignment. Everything was done. Everything was built out and these gears were beginning to strip. And I will never forget the utter turmoil I felt. And I was like nonverbal for a while. Like I was just distraught. And I just left it. I left it. And I started working on other things. And then I would finally feel that I was ready to come back to it. And in that amount of time I gave myself, I came up with a solution. But it was just bonkers just how corrosive self-doubt, self-deprecating thoughts, all of that stuff can get you. Because, I was so proud of it, This super cool gear reduction, And it's so strong, it's so powerful. You can turn, just turning a did I get crap in my tea? Damn it, it's okay. It's flavor. But just by twisting this thing, you can move mountains over here. It's really a cool skill to be able to build your own gears. And, but I figured it out. I rebuilt this entire mechanism from scratch again, and I did it better. And I learned a lot. So I think that was like one of my biggest catastrophes that turned into a lesson, was to just have faith that you will figure it out. Just give yourself some time. Sometimes you're not ready to figure it out, But now this is kind of a paperweight on my desk, an oily paperweight, And I'm glad I saved it. Well, it's a good reminder. Don't despair, because it'll work out. And I feel like that goes beyond just building things. It could be relationships. It could be a lot of things. If you give it time and, it's not going to correct itself. If you ignore it, it's not just going to fix itself. But sometimes you got to walk away. Come back with a clear mind. It's a good reminder, right? Thanks, Ray. I don't know if that was helpful at all, or if I even explained it even coherently. Sorry. But I don't know, just some of those keepsakes, save them. Remind yourself. Because when you're in it, like I mentioned just recently, or it's just like when you're in it, like when you're in burnout mode or whatever, if you're uninspired, if you're depressed, whatever, it's really tough to climb your way back out, And just try to set yourself up with success and, build those little reminders into your daily life. Thanks for sharing your journey and lessons. Oh, hey, of course, always. That's one of the things I love about this community is we get to share so much. You know, and like you guys damn near saved my bacon last week. I was in full burnout mode. I was in a dark spot. And it happens to all of us. And it should, because who wants eternal sunshine? It's weird. That's not life. That's not real life. So thank you all for helping me out, helping me dig my way out. You always progress from failure. Ray, bingo, bango, buddy. It's funny. So I have this online apprenticeship program, and it's been over a year now. And it's so cool. And I feel like I've learned so much by teaching. I'm like reevaluating my relationship with my trade because I'm like trying to teach it to people that haven't spent any time in it. You know, it's a really cool process to be able to teach something because I feel like you learn way more. It's weird, right? Anyways, but I always say, like, if you try something, if you run an experiment, if you have an idea and you go for it and it works out perfectly to plan, you might have learned that it works. You maybe learned one thing. But if that thing burns up in a fireball, you know, a tremendous failure, right? There's no such thing. But in your eyes, it might be a failed piece of work or a failed project or what have you. Guess how many things you did learn, though? You learned a lot. You learned so much from mistakes, you know, all that good stuff. And sometimes some of the best eureka moments come from those. You know, like what's that? The happy mistakes, happy accidents, all that good stuff. A little bit of that. But mainly just you get good lessons from things going awry. Ooh, so do I try to make a double-edged sword? Yeah, you do. Absolutely. If you want to do it, do it. Dude, that is stoicism. I like that. That's right. You survived this far. I like that. It's a good reminder because, I mean, I get it. It's so easy to despair, you know? I'm not here to be all preachy. I don't know how we got into this mode, but it's important, just perspective. And the more you go through, the more that you endure, I think the easier it gets. Happy mistakes, Bob Ross moments. Yeah. I love it. Oh, I love this. Yeah. Good happy mistakes. This thing still has oil in it. There's something just so satisfying about gear reductions, you know? Because, you know, you can see how banged up that is. I had to replace it, just had to. But they're a little crunchy, but that's one heck of a gear reduction. I just love it. It's amazing how strong gears can be, you know? And we don't see them enough. That's one of my passions is for showing people gears, you know, building things that move through giant gearworks. They're all hand cut and cool, right? It's just to show people things moving like mechanically, because now everything just is all hidden. It's all in a case. It's all hidden away, all tucked away. So it's just kind of magic, you know? It's cool to be able to see things work. I don't think enough people are able to see that, especially kids. You know, what's going inside that tablet? Hell, I don't know. Bunch of ones and zeros. But you don't get to see mechanisms anymore. You know? Seeing a hit and miss run. That's cool. Scary. It's like, I don't want to get wound up in that flywheel. But it's just cool to see. And I feel like there's a really deep part in all of us that misses it a little bit. Even if we haven't seen it before. It's just cool. So that's one of the reasons I really like to put exposed gearworks in my work. Because, like, how exciting is it when you go to, like, there's a place in San Francisco, California called the Exploratorium. It's one of my favorite places. It's very cool. I go crazy. I'm like instantly, well, even more a kid, just thundering down the halls, just looking at all the cool stuff. But what they got is a huge gear reduction. You have a motor that's spinning at like 2,200 RPMs, cooking, right? And then you have this huge gear reduction. Gears and gears and gears and gears, all in line, in tandem with each other, right? And that thing's just spinning. And each set, it gets slower and slower. At the end, It's poured in concrete. Exploratorium, yeah. The end of it is buried in concrete. It'll never turn. It'll take billions of years for it to do one rotation. And you have this electric motor that's nonstop running, screaming hot, just turning all those gears, and it'll never turn. Well, it will eventually, but I mean, after that amount of time, I mean, it's just like, none of us are going to be there, you know? And that's okay. Oh, man. There's just something so fascinating about that. Super cool. Super, super, super cool. Where's Copper Dog? Come here, dude. He's never far. Come here, Copper Dog. Come say hi, nice. Whoa, whoa. Come say hi to the nice people. There we go. Worse for wear. Come here, dude. Come here, good boy. Oh, here he is. He's such a good dog. He is the best shop dog of them all. He's so good. You know, get yourself a little shop dog. Him and I have been together for, God, over 10 years now, 11 years now. But we've been through it all together. He's such a good boy. Companionship. God, doesn't matter who it is. Or, you know, could be a cat, could be a damn hamster. I mean, a snake, whatever. Yeah, it could be your partner or best friend. But companionship, that's what it's all about. It's important. I mean, even like online gaming buddies or whatever, like companionship is so important. Feeds the soul. My shop dog weighs 80 pounds. Oh. Animals are just the best. We don't deserve them. You know, they're too good for us. I don't know, one day if I ever make it, just get a big old piece of property and just adopt all the animals, just Cesar Milan it up. He seems a steampunk suit and be your next, oh my God, I like that. Next D&D ally, a little steampunk suit. I can imagine him with like a little mustache and a monocle and a top hat. Come on. Get a Highland cow. Oh my God, they are so cute. With the big bushy, oh. I actually grew up on a cattle ranch. I think my favorite cows out there were Herefords. And I mean, you gotta love an Angus, right? Little black Angus cuties. Oh, they're so sweet. This is actually one of my favorite times of the year where all the calves are all tiny. So cute. So sweet. Man. Special time of year. Green grass, wildflowers, and like life waking up. It's the coolest thing. They have mini Highland cows now. Shut your mouth. Are you kidding me? I didn't realize I needed to know that. I like that. That's perfect. Yeah. What a beautiful day. Absolutely gorgeous. And if your weather where you're at is not beautiful, well, I'll try to give you as much as possible. Here, let me show you. Give you some of my weather. It's just lovely today. You know, I mean, come on. The birds are chirping. Everyone's connecting, waking up. It's just so special. Oh, also, we've promised you that I'll start doing more lives as I'm working. I'm still in the design studio, so it'll be a bit until I have a giant banister in here. But I'm really excited to start doing this more often, but as I work. You know, just live stream it. Why not? Oh, well, I'm going to maybe go make some greasy food. Get a little hung chow. I need a remedy. You know what I mean? I need some good medicine. But I just hope you're all having an absolutely wonderful Sunday. Or whenever you're watching this, I just hope you're having a good time. Or, you know, let me just kind of hang out here and get a little bit of positivity. I don't know. But I'm going to leave you for now. I love you guys. And don't forget to love each other, okay? Do something kind for someone today. All right? I'm going to go remedy my hangover. But have a great day, everybody. Take care. Copper says goodbye. Bye-bye.